How you doing? Appreciate you everything that you do for the broadcast. All right. I think I got everybody. I'm finna bring the fellas up and we finna get into this show. FD, what's going on? Michael Lockhart, what's going on? We appreciate y'all tonight. Reverend Nelson is in the building. Simply ball dropping. What's going on? Salute you, my brother. Oh, I see you over there. I seen you. I think I saw my first time seeing your video. I think what 2 days ago. You do a good job. Keep doing your work. Simply ball dropping. Appreciate you. Another content creator. Miss E. Willer, my dog, is in the building. Hope everything all right. Still praying for you. Hope your mother is doing fine so far tonight. Miss Diane Brown is in the building. All right. All right. I think I got everybody. Let me start this show off. I promise you, we will not hold you long. We just asking for 50 minutes tonight. All right. All right. Let's bring the guys up and we'll get into it. What's up, JR?
T Watts, what's happening, sir? What's happening with you?
What's going on? What's going on, chat? I got y'all. One of y'all favorite guy, JR Boxing, is in the building. Put it down in the chat and welcome JR Boxing to the stage. Put JR Boxing in the chat. Robert, what's going on? All right. Next person is the one and only Greg Said It. Put Greg Said It down in the chat and welcome the fellas.
Sexual chocolate.
Welcome the fellas to the stage. That's Greg Said It and JR Boxing. Fellas, what's going on?
Cool and D Watts, I can't call it, doctor.
Oh, JR, you really meant what you said about them? Man, you got to put that banner back up, big dog. Come on now.
Nah, man, I can't put it up till they win, man. I can't
Oh,
do it,
man,
D Watts.
it might be next year when you do all that there, JR.
Hey,
Hold on,
they
I
gotta
thought he said he
win,
couldn't get
man.
so many yards. Did they go
Yeah, that's
down?
what I say. He done changed that. He done said,
They
Nah,
yeah,
go down.
that
I
bad boy
changed
said,
it, man.
I ain't
He got
got
to
to
work his
wait.
way down to a win.
That bad boy said, I ain't got to wait. I
We
ain't
got,
going to
we
wait.
got,
I'm going to do it right now.
we gotta win, man. We gotta win. We gotta win.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get it out. But JR Boxing getting that love tonight. Greg Said It, everybody in chat. Appreciate you, chat. Appreciate y'all for showing the fellas love tonight. Let's get into it, fellas. Let's get into it. A couple days ago, Shador Sanders said some few things, and it went viral. He said, when I look across the league, he sees some quarterback out there playing. He think he can be playing better than them. Fold his arm. Rex Ryan went on a rant on ESPN. Well, Shador yesterday, after practice, a reporter, small town reporter from Cleveland, went in the locker room and talked to Shador, and Shador hit him with the silent treatment. Let me get y'all thoughts. I done heard everybody's thoughts from nationally, locally, and just about everybody who have a podcast. Let me get your take on the reaction of Shador Sanders giving them the silent treatment. JR.
I got no problem with it, B Watts. Honestly. I mean, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Excuse my language, but I mean, how else am I supposed to address like the question? Because look, I was politically correct the first time
Right.
when reporters asked me a question that, hey man, look at the play around the league. He's not lying about that. Hey, it's some bad quarterback play happening around the league. And after that, he said, look, I'm just trying to get myself ready, keep myself ready for when my opportunity comes. Boom, that's it. Then you get Rex Ryan, coming up with his big white fake veneers in his mouth and orange skin and and all of that stuff and bloviating over the desk on the ESPN show and all of that stuff, talking about what he ain't doing and what he not doing. Man, you don't know what he doing.
Right.
Yeah, you don't know what he doing. What if he going home and he logging 10 hours of tablet time? Because they got tablets, right? It is a professional NFL league, right? These professionals. They
Right.
could take tablets home, right? They got film that they could get from the scouting department and take home and break down film and stuff like that. So studying just doesn't occur in the building. When you're a professional, like myself, I didn't just do work when I was at work. I brought it home as well. So that was ill informed of Rex Ryan to go on that rant, man, and say that kind of stuff and bring him down. He leaned into the same rhetoric that occurred during the pre-draft process.
Right.
That's what he did. So he
Yeah.
took the softball and thought he hit something out the park when he didn't, Rex Ryan. And so Shador looking at it like, all right, cool, bet. Look, I ain't got nothing to say. Because if I say something, then obviously saying the right thing could be considered saying the wrong thing. So let me just not say nothing. Now they got a problem with the boy saying nothing. I don't understand it. I don't. I don't understand it, Greg.
This goes back. Somebody in the chat, it's their fault. They told me to give them the smoke. Okay, so I wasn't gonna do it, but since they said it, I'm going to do it. Okay. This thing here goes all the way back to before the draft. When we've been talking about, and I talked about, they don't want him up there. They there to torment the boy. They there to look every day. It looks more and more like what I was saying. This is a mockery. This is not about football. This is not about giving him a chance. They playing games with people. Because why are you even interviewing him? Like I think I heard Shannon Sharp say, why are you even interviewing the third quarterback? Who third quarterback interviewed? They're gonna bench the guy and then put the guy they benched behind the guy that took his spot. So what relevance is he as a third quarterback at this point? He's not playing, he's not near the field, he's still in third. So it's like, if that. So it's like, why are you asking him anything? You're taunting him, you're trying to provoke him. You're trying to provoke him, and other people still making comments on him about what he is and ain't. They have no need to say, but they lied on him in the first place. They lied on him in the draft. They lied on how he approached that situation and overdid that. But y'all act like they weren't doing that before he went in the draft. We watched them do that to him. I know for sure going into his senior season. They start when he was so-called rapping, and his dad made everybody go to the rap concert. Remember that? They've been lying on him. That's Colorado. They've been playing this character assassination thing because they had that thing planned out from the jump. So that's what it really is. They doing everything they can for him to hang himself. That's what they want. So they can act like they won they plan all along. They did the same thing with the car. As soon as he had the car ticket, whoa, they were looking for every reason to crucify him, basically. Because they want to be the cowards they are, and like they want to justify what they're doing without making it look like they did it. So they poking at them to see if they can get some out of them. That's all it is.
Yeah, they doing that. You can't, like JR said, like JR just said, man. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. You can't win either way.
Can't win, man. Can't win.
They're gonna keep poking at him. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
it's not like they're gonna give him a ticket.
Ain't nothing he can do until you get on the field and look like Cleveland won't just give him the opportunity. Right now, it don't. I don't know if it gonna come later on. I don't start second guessing myself. He might not get a chance to play this year, JR.
Nah, so I think he's gonna get a chance to play. Like, history often repeats itself, when it comes to the NFL game. And if you look at the history of the Cleveland Browns over the past 3 seasons, they've played a multitude of quarterbacks. In one season, they played 5. The other 2 seasons, prior to that, they played 4. So he'll get his chance. And all of that occurred under one coach, B. Watts. That was Kevin Stefanski. So he's going to get his opportunity to play because the team unfortunately, the team that Shador is on is just not very good. They have a good component, the defense, but the rest of the team is not very good. Special teams, not very good. Offense, not very good. If you want to break down positions in offense, like they're behind in a lot of things. And I keep referencing what Uncle Steve said months ago. Look, when you 32nd ranked when it comes to talent across the board, that you're in a bad spot.
Right.
You gonna pick tops in the draft year after year. And that's been the MO for Cleveland. Outside of them trading all them draft picks for Deshaun Watson, they've been picking tops in the draft every year because they just haven't been a good organization from top to bottom. So he'll get his chance. It's gonna come, because Cleveland still has to make the determination what they want to do next year. So unless Dylan Gabriel goes out there and he just blows the doors off that joint. Have a Brock Purdy like run. Like, yeah, y'all 1-3 now, and then Dylan Gabriel miraculously get them in the playoffs and they finish the season 11-6 or something like that and get a playoffs berth, a little wild card berth. Then you'll never see Shador. But chances are Dylan Gabriel gonna come in. He's gonna have a hard time as well, just due to the factors around him. And then you bring in Shador, and Shador just don't play as bad or worse as Dylan Gabriel. Because if Shador getting in, he ain't gonna make them no winning team either. Just don't play as bad because they still need a lot in that organization to play winning football. That's just me. That's my take on it.
It was set up as a no-win situation from the jump. You got to think about it. Just like you seen when he got in the preseason, there's nothing he could do to change somebody's mind who don't want him there. If you get in there and at the last minute, last 2-3 games, they're gonna say it ain't enough for time. If you do perform, of course he did it now. All the hard games over. Oh, this that nobody playing. Everybody resting for the playoff or whatever. They're gonna move the goalposts like they always do. If you get in there and stink it up, they're gonna be like, see, this is why he never got in. And He's not in a good situation, y'all. He has not been in a good situation before Cleveland even existed. So we can't really make it a Cleveland issue. Cleveland is just doing their part. If he goes somewhere else and they got this attitude towards him, they want to play with them like that, like they're doing, like they did in the draft. I don't know what they're gonna try to do to his career. I mean, even with Shiloh, like he get workouts, it's almost like, hey, I just want to discourage you till you quit. I don't want to take responsibility of what I'm doing. I want to act like it's you. Because they don't say it, you're not good, you're not this. They want to make you live up to that. And it's a miraculous thing for them to not. I don't know what it would take, a miraculous situation for him to get in there at the end of the season where everybody don't giving up, injuries don't kick in, and all of that, for him to get in there and bring some energy to that team. It would be miraculous. But I still don't know what it would do for him because they trying to discourage him. So it's like, yeah, you did all of that, and what? What that mean? You still fourth on the depth chart. Matter of fact, Deshaun, go take his spot.
Nah, I don't think that.
Man.
I don't think
Nah,
that.
Okay.
Hey, you can't put that past for Cleveland. But when the depth chart came out, JR, when they did name DG the starting quarterback, they went and dropped Joe Flacco down to QB2, the backup quarterback, and they kept Shador right where he was at, the emergency quarterback. What's your thought on that? Did they do the right thing, or that's what you expected them to do?
Look, I think it's twofold, man. Look, I think they did the right thing, right? And that's what I expected them to do. And let me explain what I mean by say they did the right thing. So you got to think about it from an NFL training camp perspective. Like when they're at practice and they have a certain amount of reps, those reps are divided amongst the quarterbacks. So if you're at practice and you're not getting the reps, you're not the focal point. Like Shador was third string, so it's not the focal point. So through the first 4 weeks of the season, Joe Flacco was the focal points. So to use a round number, let's just say they went to practice and it's 50 reps because they can only practice a length of time due to collective bargaining agreement with the NFL and all that stuff. So let's say they can only practice for an hour. Within an hour, you got 50 reps. So if Joe Flacco taking, let's say, 30 of the reps, because they're game planning at this point to get ready for the opponent, Joe Flacco taking 30 reps, and then you get Dylan Gabriel come in and he taking, let's say, 15 reps. That leaves Shador with what? 5 reps. You heard him say that to his pops when he was in training camp. Man, I don't want you to come down here and see me taking 3-4 reps. Like that, you wasting your time. So he not even getting the time on task in practice. So when he on the scout team, they had him at a scout team quarterback position for a little bit. He preparing the Cleveland defense to go, but the scout team quarterback is rehearsing some form of plays from the opponent. So when they was playing the Ravens, Shador going through Ravens like plays to get the Cleveland Browns defense ready for that game. So if you're going through it and you start breaking it down week by week, and let's just say Shador getting 5 reps each week, that's 4 weeks. How many reps is that? Right? That's 20 reps.
Right.
We saw it in training camp. How many more reps did Dylan Gabriel get in training camp? He had 100+ reps. Shador had how many? Right? So I can see them, quote unquote, doing him a good deed in that, to be like, hey man, we don't want to put you at number 2 because we haven't been giving you the reps so you can get timing down, so you can pick up on certain things, so you can iron out certain things within the offensive structure and things like that. And then on top of that, when you're the number 1 quarterback, again, they're game planning for you. So let's say they go to this game in the UK and they play the Vikings. The game plan is structured for Dylan Gabriel. They're going to go, hey, Dylan, what plays you like on third down? What plays you feel comfortable running, in a 2-minute drill, this and the third.
Right.
Then Dylan Gabriel get hurt first quarter, first play or whatever like that. Now, Shador, if he's in the number 2 spot, he comes in Dylan Gabriel's spot, and guess what he's doing? He's running Dylan Gabriel's game plan.
Right.
So we don't know what you really comfortable in, Shador, blah, blah, blah. We got a few plays for you, If it's 100% of the play call sheet, maybe we got about 5% of that for the emergency quarterback in case something happened. Because how often does a team get to the emergency quarterback? The second string quarterback, again, you just going off of the script for the first string quarterback. So that could make Shador look bad. Could he overcome it? Absolutely. He has the talent to overcome it. But I'm just saying, you got to think from that standpoint. So you leave Joe Flacco in there, because guess who be getting all these reps for the first 4 weeks? Joe Flacco. Guess who's the 17-year veteran? Joe Flacco. Now, as the season progresses, you're probably going to see something breaking, headline news, whatever, an ESPN ticker at the bottom to say Shador Sanders promoted to the number 2 position further in the NFL season. Maybe around bye week or something like that, maybe before the bye week, to give him some extra time for him to get extra reps. But obviously, Cleveland has moved past Joe Flacco. But if they put Shador in the number 2 spot right now, and something happens to Dylan Gabriel early in the game, you thrust Shador Sanders in there, and he working with a minimal amount of reps and a minimal amount of the playbook, because they have already game plan for Dylan Gabriel going forward, Greg.
Right.
What you described is called the perfect setup. So you knew it was set up from the jump. That's why the high school kids love him, because that's why he got to do all his practicing at the high school field. He got to go out there to the high school field and they film him. The best thing Shador got going, let me tell y'all, while he waiting on them, Well Off Media film him behind the scene reality show, right? Well Off Media, Select QB. Go ahead and build that up. Get with Daryl. Get all the players in the country to be Select QB. Build a Select QB franchise. I don't care what it is. Build that up. Take over. Well Off Management. Become managers. Well Off Management. Manage everybody. Be everybody's agent. Use your celebrity, because they sabotaging your celebrity. Even when they say Well Off don't fell off, Well Off don't fell off. Your momentum is in your influence, is in your exposure. They watering that down, so you ain't gonna be able to leverage it at some point. They should have leveraged it when it was all high. QB training, management, and Shiloh real estate. I want Shiloh to go into real estate and be a luxury real estate agent. And while people laughing, let me tell you, if he do that, he gonna make more money than he is on NFL. Because luxury real estate,
absolutely.
Luxury real estate. Look, he's Shiloh Sanders. He got social media following. He got the looks, personality. Man, Shiloh be making more money than NFL players selling real estate. I want Shiloh to go into real estate, even if it's in all season. So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to help these guys their future. This NFL is not at the bottom, but they say NFL is not for long anyway. Why are you putting so much money and so much energy into this NFL who don't want you, and they might not even keep you? Go ahead and build what you came with, what you was born into. Is your reputation, your influence, which they hate because they can't do nothing with you, but they trying to take that from you because you did fine before you got NFL, right? Y'all had all the endorsements, all the thing, the whole world was following you. Now they want to minimize you and make you look crazy. They can't make you look crazy. You keep building on what you already had because eventually that's gonna put enough pressure on them. You're gonna build something bigger than them. Then they can't beat you. They gotta join you. If these boys take over and train all the QBs that's going to come through that draft, now what you going to do? Bench all of them? Daryl already was training half of the top quarterbacks this offseason. Who was there? Well off. Okay, y'all want to play us, box us out? All right, we're going to get all the players that y'all need. We're going to manage them, and we're going to train them. Now what? Checkmate. That's how they got to play this game. It's bigger than football.
All right. JR, what's the real reason why? Who holding Shedeur back from getting on that field? Is it the Cleveland or is it the owners? Or is it still collusion going on?
As far as like Shedeur getting on the field right now, man, I mean, it's the only person that's standing in front of him is three people. That's the owner, Jimmy Haslam. That's the GM, Andrew Berry, and that's the head coach, Kevin Stefanski. Those are the people that can influence each other to make a decision to get him on the field.
You don't think the NFL got anything to do with it?
Nah, I don't think the NFL, at this point, like he's already on the team. So that'd be crazy for like Jerry Jones to have influence over the Cleveland Browns. Like, you know what I'm saying? That at that point, that's crazy. Like, you trying to run a $1 billion Fortune 500 company, and you worried about a play on this. I think that's a little bit far fetched. Now collusion prior to the draft, absolutely. Scouts, team coordinators, coaches, owners, all of that stuff before he got in the NFL. Yes, but now that he's in the NFL. I don't think an owner's calling up the other owner. I don't think somebody calling up Jimmy Haslam saying, "Hey man, the deal's still in, man. Like, yeah, don't play him, right?" Nah. If Jimmy Haslam already drafted him, it's like whenever Jimmy Haslam want him to get on the field, he'll get on the field. Whenever Andrew Berry ready for him to get on the field, he'll get on the field. Whenever Kevin Stefanski is ready for him to get on the field, he'll get on the field. Because all of them can influence each other. Somebody influence them to, hey, this the pick we putting in. Whether it's Andrew influenced Haslam, or Haslam just said pick him, or Kevin Stefanski said, hey, maybe I want to take a shot on this guy too. Somebody influenced somebody, or Jimmy Haslam just said take him, right? So that's how he got drafted. So it'll be the same way as him getting on the field. They're gonna influence each other. Look, Dylan Gabriel either playing lights out and Shedeur never sees the field, or Dylan Gabriel is playing how we expect him to play, probably not so good. Hey, we need to see what we got with Shedeur because we got 10 draft picks next year and 2 of them in the first round. So if we're going after another quarterback, we probably need to make, see what we're going to
do.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but it makes you think, man. I don't know, JR. He don't outperform each quarterback on the team.
Yeah, I mean that's
or is it Greg? Yeah, okay, hold on, JR. Greg, or they just sticking with their draft, how they did the draft and free agent.
Who cares about a draft? They picked him because that's where he was supposed to go, and they doing their part on what they supposed to do to him. Y'all think that this humiliation ritual stopped at draft day? Why? Like I said, why would it stop? Why would you go through all that to put him in that situation and say, all right, now go be great? Like if they wanted him to be great, they wouldn't have did all that. They would have handled it a different way. They not done with him. Clearly, the media, and they let the media jab at him. They ain't trying to protect him. They put him out there. They let him get humiliated to the public. They say you want to be in the public, we'll let you get humiliated public. Because like he has no reason to be on the media. He's nowhere near the playing field. Yet they let them access him. Why they let him ask? Most teams will say, "Hey, don't talk to him. Don't talk to such and such." Why they keep going to go up and poke at him? Like he's because why they know he embarrassed. Yeah, where your daddy at now? Your daddy can't save you now. That's the kind of stuff they saying in the tone and what they saying and want to say, and that's what they doing. They poking at him, and the so-called organization who you claim want him is letting it happen. They wouldn't be letting that happen if they cared about him, because they have absolutely no reason to be talking to him in the first place.
Go ahead, Jay.
I kind of look at it different, man. In sports, as far as like the media having access, the media got access to all the players. Once they're in the locker room, they can talk to whoever they want, right? The most popular player in the locker room right now is Shedeur Sanders. He's the most popular player on the Cleveland Browns team. He's not the best player. Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward are the best players. But as far as popularity, he's the most popular player on the Cleveland Browns team. You can tell by the jersey sales. He sold the most jerseys. Leaps and bounds over Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. They're not even in the top 50. So the media, they going to where they can get clicks and views.
Yeah.
So I don't care about Joe Flacco being second. Y'all pretty much saying y'all done with Joe Flacco. But let me go interview Shedeur. The locker room open to everybody. Shedeur, how you feel about this? Shedeur gave his feeling, man. Look, y'all see the QB play out there. I feel like I could be out there too. You know what I'm saying? So the media is
shut that down before though. Teams have shut that down. Other teams have shut it down. They make rules of who can talk to who. They have shut it down. But that's why you don't see them talking in the Joe Blow, because it's like he's not relevant. Shedeur's not relevant.
But to me, like if Cleveland came out and said, "Hey, media, y'all off limits to Shedeur Sanders," then what kind of message that's sending to the rest of the team? They already saying, "Oh, he the chosen one. He this, he that. He above all the rest." Now the Cleveland, the organization that supposedly don't have his back, gonna say, "Hey, don't talk to that player either." So it can go both ways. It could be like, "Oh, y'all coddling him."
What you talking to him for? He carried the Gatorade cooler on the field. Like, what did he do? You talk to somebody who ain't played in weeks. There's no excuse to talk to him. How was practice today, Shedeur? How did the practice squad feel?
They're interviewing him for the same reason we doing this content now.
We do this content because we've been with them for 4 years.
But people want to see it. People want to see it.
Yeah,
if I'm a Cleveland Browns beat reporter and I don't get no traction on my channel, but if I throw a Shedeur Sanders comment or interview up on it, guess what you're gonna get? You're gonna get some clicks. You're gonna get some views. You're gonna get some comments.
That video got 12.7 million.
Exactly. You
in 12 hours.
But why did you get it? Why did you get it?
Because you're interviewing the most popular person on the team.
Because he put on a show.
And the interviewers got what they wanted. That's what I'll say.
Guess what? Show me any backup quarterback. Nevertheless, the backups back up that's getting an interview.
Look, man, this is a unusual situation. But what I will tell you is that in the media, what the media wants is clicks and views, because clicks and views brings revenue. So if I'm in charge of the local news station there, you gonna ask Shedeur a question every single day. And the reporter could be like, "Well, he third string. Why am I asking him a question?" Because he brings clicks, views, and that is revenue. Simple as that.
He only gonna bring clicks and views if it's something negative. He can't do nothing positive that's gonna bring clicks and views to play on the field. It's only gonna be him making a comment about him being a better quarterback, him talking.
Yeah.
That's it. It ain't nothing got to do with football. This is a football conversation.
They can't control Shedeur.
They can control
answer to that question.
He ain't playing no football.
Greg, hold on. Greg, I gotta go with Jay on this one, man. I mean, okay, Greg.
This is a football locker room. The media don't.
Okay, Greg. Listen, Greg. You're a media person. Cleveland tell you to come up there and interview anybody in that facility you want. Who you gonna go to?
But that's the thing. That ain't how it works.
I'll ask you a question, Big Dog.
I'm answering your question. You go in the locker room, you're interviewing about football. You want to talk about his personal life, you get on Good Morning America or somewhere, you say, Shador, what about your new book? You want to talk about irrelevant stuff. You in a football locker room talking about the football game he ain't even play in. What kind of crap is that? You gonna talk to the guy who's on the bench?
They asked him a question about how do you feel about
being
DG?
On the bench.
No, bro, about DG being named the starting quarterback.
AKA being on the bench. they point at you. It ain't you. You still on the bench. How you feel about being on the bench?
Okay, here we go. Pick a move. I see you. but hey, the last topic on Shador, we're gonna move forward, man. So check this out, man. Going forward, we talking about DG being named, right?
Mm-hmm.
What games you think they are allowed DG to stay in there?
I mean, it definitely depends on the play, but if I were to like pick a number right now,
I'm
I would
talking about
say
they don't lose. They're gonna lose every game he start. How many games you get?
it'll be 5 games. 5 and that's it. Yeah. And then they'll move to Shador.
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. What you think, Greg? It don't matter. He doing the mine. You gonna give me the mine too?
Look, my reason for 5 B Watts is again, like at some point, so if they lose 5 games straight, that'll put them at what, 1-8? Something
No,
like that. They're 1-9. So if they lose 5 games straight, they 1-9. You think Andrew Berry keeping that job? You think Kevin Stefanski keeping that job?
Oh no, if he lose, he losing.
Exactly.
Yeah, he gonna lose that job, bro.
So in order for Andrew Berry to preserve his job, because he do the drafting, right? He the one who's submitting the
He
cue
don't hit
cards.
on every draft but that quarterback.
Exactly. So so at this point, it got to be all right. Well, we done lost 5. Well, you telling Jimmy Haslam at this point, hey, Shador's ready. At this point, he been in the number 2 spot, so he get more reps in practice, whatever. So, hey, we done brought him along. Let's get Shador out there. Let's see what the kid got. And like I said, the Cleveland Browns team is so bad, they not winning many games. So if Shador go out there and he win 1 game, that's a win. If Shador go out there and throw 68% completion rate, that's a win. If Shador go out there and not turn the ball over, that's a win. If Shador go out there and operate the offense in a respectable manner, that's a win. Now, it may not equate to a win total, but those are small wins. That's enough for them to be like, okay, look, we got something right here in the quarterback. Now, they still may take another quarterback next year. But they at least gonna say, well, we got something here. We got something here that we can keep building on. So that's how Andrew Berry preserved his job. If they go 0-5 with Dylan Gabriel in there at the starting QB, yes, Stefanski is gone. That's the guy you wanted, Stefanski. You gone, brother.
Yeah, they linked to one another. They tied. Yeah, they tied.
Watson be ready by then.
Huh?
I think Deshaun Watson will be back for a grand return by then.
I don't think they're gonna end. He eligible to go on it. They won't even let him
on the scout team too, who they put ahead of Shador. He might
exactly. They didn't put him ahead of Shador. He on the scout team. How he had Shador?
He was getting reps with Shador when he didn't get reps on the scout team. At least he gets some reps. Shador beat out on ice cold by the time outside of them high school workouts he doing. He ain't gonna have no reps.
I don't know if that was true with the reports coming out saying Shador wasn't getting no reps, man. I don't know if that's true because if you talk to Shador, the very next week they talked to Shador and what Shador said, man, it's like I'm playing 6 games in a week.
Right.
So the following week, reports come out, he not getting no reps. What's going on?
Right.
Literally a week later, they interview Shador and Shador say, it's like I'm playing 6 games a week. I'm getting myself ready, baby, for when my time comes. So you go from 0 to going 6 games a week. That make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I'm gonna make it make sense. He going to 6 high schools a week, and when we see him out there on well off, when he out there throwing them high school players, that's where his reps are coming at.
But he didn't. Shador didn't say
No,
all
he
of
didn't say
that.
that about that.
He
No.
said I'm working with the team, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm playing 6 games a week. Greg, come on, man, don't do
Yeah.
that, man.
I go off what I see. He was out there throwing to the JV out there. That's all I saw.
Man, Shador been doing that ever since he been down there. What you call?
I know that's where he
Yeah.
getting reps at because he used to get reps at practice.
Yeah, nah. He been running with the scout team. The head coach said it. Shador said it. Like JR said, he said he been just like them reps. He been going 6 days a week against the defense, so he been getting reps. So
Shador ain't gonna hold his tongue. You see what he said? Look, hey, you see the quarterback play. If he wasn't getting no reps, Shador would have been like, I don't know why y'all asking me. I'm not getting no reps. He would have said that.
Right.
He would have just been like, yo, I ain't getting no reps. So what y'all asking me for?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna hold his tongue, man. I do got a question for you, B. Watts. It's related to
He held
Shador.
his tongue the other day.
I talked to him.
What you think about Company Man?
Who?
I know you did seen that, ESPN. It was Stephen A. and Ryan Clark and Orlovsky or Lansky or whatever his name is.
What they say?
But it boiled down to them saying Shador play the game or be the company man, say the right thing all the time in their eyes. I don't feel like Shador said nothing wrong or did nothing wrong by being miming, but they ended with essentially be the company man.
Well, a lot of them gonna say that, JR, because they haven't been following Shador. We have. You know what I'm saying? We know how to draft. Everybody locked in on Shador is because of how that draft came out, how it went.
Yeah.
And they don't like how he got treated. And even the ones who don't like Coach Prime or even don't like the center, they even said that was wrong the way they did that guy. And that's the reaction that most people doing. But these are former NFL players. They never had the status of Shador. Dan Orlovsky didn't even, man, that dude running out of the end zone. He was playing quarterback. So how he gonna give somebody advice? Ryan Clark didn't even get drafted. He was an undrafted free agent. So I don't pay them guys no attention. They doing that company stuff. That's what ESPN want them to say. But catch them guys off the record. Some of them off the record. Shannon Sharp ain't saying nothing like that. Ocho Soka, Nightcap them ain't saying nothing like that. But everybody got their own opinion. But at some point, my neighbor said Shador gonna have to grow up and play the game. That's what he said. My neighbor said that now. And Greg done said that before. I told him, I said, man, Greg said that about a month ago, man. You gotta play the game. You gotta be that do boy. You gotta be that do boy. Now he wants 9.
Greg militant. So I definitely want to know what Greg got to say about it.
Here you go.
What I gotta say about what?
About them saying be the company man.
He is the company man. Him and his dad have been the company man his whole life. They've been them but NFL.
Come at a different angle.
No, that is the angle. Who on sold more NFL dreams than Deion Sanders? He don't, not the NIL, the NFL. He ain't been nothing but a on NFL company man. And look what they did to him. These boys ain't did nothing, but all they ever wanted to be was in the NFL. All the talents and all the exposure they got. I just named what they could do. Everybody looking at me cockeyed. Because I'm telling you, they got enough leverage to do what they want. Money, influence. But all they ever dreamed of was to be in the NFL. How much more company do you get? They don't brought everybody over to Colorado, all these NFL coaches. See, look at all the NFL coaches we got. We gonna show you how to get in the NFL. We are the pipeline to the NFL. That's all they ever been was company men. So what else do he need to be? That ain't good enough.
I definitely thought you were gonna take a different angle, but
I did too. He shot me on that one.
Yeah, the way I looked at it, man, I was like, look, two things could be true, right? What Stephen A. Smith and Ryan Clark said, I understand from their standpoint. Because like you said, B. Watts, they never been in this standpoint where Shador at. But I can also see Shador doing it his way.
Tell
as
me
well.
what Ryan Clark said. I didn't see it.
Yeah, Ryan Clark essentially said, play the game.
Right. Okay.
In so many words, play the game. Be a
Right.
company man. Get on the podium. When you're in front of the camera, when they ask you questions, always say the right thing. Kind of like
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes. Every time you see Patrick Mahomes in front of a microphone, he's saying the right thing. Right? So he
Yeah.
pretty much
Hey,
saying, just be the
just like
company, be
Greg
the
said, this
poster boy
dude
all the
just
time.
said they want you to do the kiss the rain.
Yeah, essentially.
But
So
what quarterback? Name me a top quarterback in the NFL that ain't kissed the ring. So this goes back to a conversation we had a few weeks ago that was all sensitive. Everybody was all knotted up about. I don't know what JR probably wasn't even there that day.
He
That's
was
the day we got real deep that day, and people still shook about it. But the thing is, the NFL is his own entity. He got his own agenda, and whether you believe it or not, it's some stuff going on that you would never think going on because you think it's all pure and holy or something. But it got his own thing going on. So when you're a part of that thing, you can't be your own man. You got to show you down with the get down. It's like joining the Crips and the Blood and say you're gonna do what you want to do. No, you're gonna do what we want to do. And they're gonna make sure. That's why they jump you in and beat you up. That's why all fraternities and all that do that. They want you to assimilate and they want to prove that you in. So if you come up in there and you talk like I'm finna change this and I'm finna change that, and they looking at the other people who they got all tamed up all over there, you talking about Toby and all that stuff, and they over there like, oh, you better say it. They gotta make a zap out of you because they gotta let everybody else know, hey, everybody can't be individuals around here. And if you try to be an individual around here, this is what's gonna happen to you. That's the only way we can keep this thing organized because everybody do what they want. We can't control it the same way. So yeah, you got to kiss the ring, especially if you're gonna be the face of the NFL or the face of a team. They're not gonna let you be the face of the team on your own. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example. Some of y'all from Atlanta. When Michael Vick went to jail, guess why he went to jail? They say it was the dogs, but Michael Vick was the face of the NFL. He was rebellious. He ain't the Michael Vick you see now. Oh, I just want to play. When he came out of jail, he was a whole different Michael Vick. The Michael Vick going in, he was street dude. I do what I want. I practice when I want. I hang with the rappers. I'm gonna be me and all that. And he thought he was gonna be his own self and be the face of the NFL. And they and he got set up. He got set up.
I don't know if that's a setup. I mean,
It is a setup because they could have covered
but
it up, and if they didn't set it up, they could have covered it up.
I don't know if they
They
could.
cover up stuff
But
all the time. That's Rothenberger up there in Pittsburgh. Y'all know about him up there.
I do agree with you because the example I would have used Lamar Jackson when he kind of first came in. He a little rough around the edges. Now you see Lamar Jackson, he kind of polished, and that's kind of more so like, yeah, you're gonna fall into the line with what we want our quarterbacks to,
But
be
Vic
because they
was a
more in the
street
camera
dude.
than anybody else.
Vic wasn't just black. He was a street dude. He was hanging with street dudes. He had a street mentality. He had that, I'm gonna do what I do. And see, and he in an elite organization now. And they wanted him to not only look a certain way, they wanted a certain mentality that he had a street mentality. Street mentality is I'm gonna do what I do, y'all do what y'all do. And even though Shadur not street, he got the same mentality. I'm gonna do it my way because I ain't gotta do it y'all way. I got all this influence. I got this, I got that.
Yeah. I think Vic got away. I think Vic did it his way until the dog stuff. But I mean, he did it his way all the way to $100 million contract. That was the first one in the NFL.
That was the problem. We pay you that kind of money, you better be down with the get down. If not, things happen. Strange things happen.
I don't know
I
about
don't know about that, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
Yeah.
Dog fighting illegal. It's kind of hard to cover that
this
up.
This ain't even a theory. We saw it happen.
I mean, dog fighting illegal though. You can't really cover that up.
Yeah,
a civil suit,
but if you
can cover up a civil
if you
suit.
knew what happened, he ain't even necessarily do it. He was just the one over it. They didn't get him for actually doing it.
I mean, it happened at your house though.
Yeah.
The property in your name, whether you not there or not, the property in your name. Greg, if we in the car together, Greg, and the constable is over, and I just throw the drugs on the floor, and we all in the car saying, well, it don't belong to me, it don't belong. They're gonna say, who the owner and operator of the car, B. Watts? Well, Greg said it.
B. Watts.
Them yours, Greg said it. They're gonna put it on you first.
B. Watts, quiet as it's kept. I'm just gonna say this. Quiet as it's kept. I'm in Atlanta. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, I feel you, Dre. I'm right there. I'm 30 miles from you. I'm 30 miles from you. Yeah, that was a hard pill to swallow when Michael Vick went down like that. But check this out. We got to get out this conversation. Move on to Colorado. We got about 15, 10, 20 minutes. All right, we're getting ready to play Colorado and Coach Prime getting ready to play BYU. How can they save the season? They got to win this game. And give me y'all takes on that, and we'll move on.
How do they win the game? One, they got
TCU.
Yeah, TCU. They got to play together. CU, the first thing they got to play together, man. I mean, there was busted assignments all over the field defensively. Again, B Watts, we talked about it, days ago.
Yeah.
At points in time, didn't look like a single receiver was open, down the field. Coaches got to do better as far as adjusting to what the opponent coaches are adjusting to. So they just got to play together. You need togetherness because consistency, like preaching consistency at this point, like we're not getting consistency. We what 6 games in, just the 6th game of the year coming up, TCU, right? So we 6 games in and we really haven't got consistency. So at this point we need togetherness. Play together. Let's accomplish that goal first. Let's play together. Let's hold each other accountable on the field. Let's play together. I think those are like some key components to a possible victory this week.
All right, you didn't do what I thought you were going to do. I want you to go in deeper, boy. When we come back around, you will. Talk to me, Greg. What do Colorado need to do?
So what he need to do is what he can't do. Like he said he could have went deeper. So I'm gonna take the baton. I'm gonna go deeper. All right. He said he's 6 weeks in. He was nice about it. 6 weeks in, there's certain stuff you can't recover from, and that's time. Certain stuff he doing now. Throw it up a practice and get off the field. Get off the field. What are we complaining about all summer when you should have been hitting? All fall when you should have been hitting. They get hurt, go put some ice on them. The season ain't too much down the road. What we care? They'll recover. Let them hit. Let their body get used to getting hit. Let them get over the fear of hitting. If me, you, and him go out there and hit right now, we ain't going to hit like we hit 20 years ago. We're going to be worried about our shoulder, our neck. In your mind, it's like getting on a roller coaster. You ain't rode it for years. You're like, can I do it? You ain't been doing it. You fearful of what it's going to feel like. How you going to be able to handle it? Because you ain't doing it every day. Your body going to feel different. If you ain't did something from years and you do it, it's going to feel like it when you did it every day. So your disadvantage is you practice is so soft on them, and now you want to harden up on them in the season, which your injuries list always a page long every week. Everybody else injury got 7 people on there. You got 25. You don't your injury list so long, you start faking people out. You put Caden Salter on the list every week just to make it throw it off. Because it's like no one. We trying to make it like we playing with y'all. No, you got 15 other people on there on the list for real. They've been on the list for 3 weeks with all the thud, and their body ain't conditioned to get hit. Their body is cute. They know how to take pictures and run around in the weight room with the shirt tied in the back. They know how to do that. But they don't know how to take no hits because you ain't let them take no hits. Don't take them to the ground. Now they get hit the ground, they out. They don't even know how to fall. They don't they don't fall. They fall like an old man falling down the steps. You know, old man.
Craig said they don't know how to fall.
He hurt himself falling.
Look, JR. Hold on.
Get hit. He's like gonna twist his ankle trying to break a tackle for real.
Greg don't be holding back.
JR. Here we go, JR. Here we go, JR. I ain't got long.
We kept trying to not get
I got 5 minutes. Let me get this in. On the defensive side, JR, what do they need to do on the defensive side?
Greg just said it. Make a tackle. First, you gotta make a tackle first, right? Look, even if you ain't lined up correctly,
I'm talking about forward personnel.
Somebody.
Personnel, then for personnel. The defensive back been a letdown to me. Linebackers too, but especially the defensive back.
Yeah, look, get people in there that want to play. I don't know who you can put in there, but get people that want to play. Like get people that want to play. Like
DB's
seriously,
hurt too, Jr.
do you want to
DB's hurt.
play?
All the DBs hurt.
Yeah, they brutal, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
every week a new DB join the list.
What I'm saying is though, just get people in there that want to play, because you can't have something like what Tion Parks did, after the game last week.
Right.
Hey, if you want me, hey, come get me. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like, do you want to play? Because somebody that wants to play doesn't do that. But if you're not playing, then you're pouting like, I should be playing. But then when you get in there, you don't perform. Then you like, hey, well, come get me. I'm in the portal, dog. So get people that want to play. That's the first thing.
How do you perform at something you ain't familiar with? If it was two-hand touch, they ought to be ready to get out there because they good at that at practice. Tag, you hit. I got you. That ain't a tackle. Yeah, that was a tackle. You don't stretch Armstrong, reach all the way across the field and touch them and say that's a tackle. That's what you've been doing all doggone fall and summer. So when they out there getting hit for real, your body like, oh, are we ready for this? Hey, you ain't. That's like the kids in the hood. They play outside all day. And then you put your little bougie kids out there. They got to come get some water every 5 minutes. It buzz out there, mama. It buzz out there. Them little hood kids out there barefoot running around. They don't play fine.
They don't care.
Your kids is bougie. You practice for an hour, then it will trip me out, Coach Prime said. I'm sorry if you're watching, Coach Prime. This will trip me out. He said, well, we dividing our practices into quarters. That's your problem. Your practice is an hour. You divide that to quarters. What they doing? 25 minutes, 20 minutes each? But the game is 3 hours. Your practice is a quarter. That's why your team play good for a quarter, because they only know how to play an hour at a time. That's what I've been saying. This is my new thing. I talked about the music. They can't control that. The NCAA give him 4 hours a day. He got to do I have a dream speech the first hour. Then they got to go to meetings. Then they got to go and practice. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that out.
Let him get away with that.
You can't take that out, B.Y. You gotta motivate him. You gotta motivate him.
That boy crazy, man. You know Greg. Greg gonna do that. Check this out, man. Check this out. JR, I got 2 minutes. Man. I gotta get off that subject. I'm finna clean up what Greg went through. When you look at the offensive side, JR, what should be their game plan going up against TCU?
Hey, run the ball. When TCU played SMU, right? For the Battle of Dallas, Fort Worth area, SMU ran the ball pretty well. So run the ball. Establish a running game, like a serious running game. Like a running back should get 20 carries. That's what I think.
D always said Greg out of order, man.
Greg, wow, man. Come on, man.
He always said Greg out of order, man. You got
He got to start out every meme with a video, an inspirational message, a prayer. He got to do a eulogy. Eulogize the last game. He got to do all that.
Hey, man. Look at him, man. Boy, you crazy, man. I just think when it comes down to it, man, they ain't got no want to, guys, man.
Yeah,
like Coach Prime said today, I seen him today. He said, man, y'all got that check, got that money. You don't need no more money. I wish I could get back the money that we done gave y'all, because y'all ain't performing at a high level what we done paid. I don't know. They could have just missed on the transport portal, put it like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna hit on every player that you bring in. Like that's the part. That's the same thing with recruiting. You can recruit 30 players, you might hit on 10, 15 of them. So that's the nature of the beast. But that's why I say get guys that want to play.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you want to be in the game, then you get in the game and you ain't mentally ready to be in the game. physically, I understand what Greg's saying. Look, the coaches got to own up to that. Look, if we ain't get you ready through fall camp and spring camp, if we ain't get you ready, that's on us. But mentally, come on, dog, get yourself in the game. You got to dust yourself off, and you got to get out there and make plays. But to me, it's definitely a 70, 70 on the coaches, 30% on the players kind of thing. If I'm breaking it down in the pie chart, and it's a super chat in there, B Watts. So Danny Lil John.
I
For
missed
the
it.
$2 holler, I got you. He said, "When will Juju get his opportunity? I think soon."
That's what I was gonna ask. Will Juju do any better? And I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got the running game going like you say you wanted to. You're gonna have to keep TCU off the field because they're gonna gas you to death with no huddles and tempo and all that like you used to want to do. You know what they're gonna do. Y'all did it blow for blow a couple years ago. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you better keep them off the field and let them get ice cold and let your defense get a break as much as you can. So you need to be running the ball, just like Kansas did to you last year. All they did was gas you, get 2 yards, 3 yards at a time, and convert on some third downs, and maybe
They
a
just
fourth
don't block,
down.
man. They don't block enough. The wide receivers don't block. The tight end don't block. I don't know, man. I don't know.
You don't need to run outside.
Yeah, you can run it up the middle against TCU. I mean, but
The defense,
yeah,
if the defense ain't gonna stop nobody, it ain't gonna matter who quarterback. It ain't
I
gonna
mean,
matter who run the ball.
The defense did stop.
Yeah,
Let's be real. They stopped BYU. They did not get blown out by 40 points against BYU. The offense underachieved. You held BYU to 24 points. What else do you expect? They ain't gonna hold them down to 2 touchdowns. They held them down to 3.5. And all you need to do was score one more point more. Then what else can they do? They're not that good. They good enough to hold them 24 points. That's all you can ask of them. Because usually you say 21 and below. All right, they gave up an extra field goal. But what happened when you only score 21? You scored 14 in the first few minutes. So I mean, you ain't score but one more touchdown the rest of the game.
the rest of
That's
the
on
game.
you.
They should
I
have
agree with you, Greg.
they should have stuck with the plan, man. When they first started the game, man, they let off the gas.
Man, they could have milked that clock when they got that 14 zip.
Yeah, they could have ran that ball. Same play with K-Salt and that running back Draylon up the middle. They was running with they had Yo-Yo playing that end beside Jordan C. They couldn't stop
It
him.
wasn't even just that. It's just that you just found your best running back. Really, as far as reading, as far as seeing the hole, Draylon can see better. Price is decent. It wasn't even that they was blocking so great. It just, man, he was finding them holes. That's that's all the quarterbacks do to Colorado. They get the ball hut, they look back, see what somebody gonna miss, they look gap, and they just take it. Boom. And they get 4 yards just off of just seeing who gonna get out of order. And that's what Draylon was doing. He get that ball, he sit back, he just.
I think Pat Sherman went to his first 15 scripted plays, and he just left it after that. He went back to his old way.
Yeah, I kind of I got the notion from K Salt after the game when he said, hey, we came out or that BYU their defense made adjustments, but we didn't. I feel like we didn't adjust after that. Like it was no adjustment, no counter for what BYU defense kind of threw out there to stop the QB run and stuff like that. So just clean up a few things.
Guess what? BYU was doing that whole time. They was behind. See, they act like they don't know how to play the clock game. Guess what? I don't score, you don't score, just like that. I guess it's gonna be a low scoring game today. See, Colorado, they went into halftime, what, 14-10?
Yeah.
Does that mean your defense held them to 10 points? It ain't their fault the offense scored 14 points in the first few minutes and fizzled out. They could have been 28-10 going to halftime. Then what they do? Then what you do? You just go ahead and run the ball down. I ain't even got to score. I'm just gonna kill all your clock.
Yeah,
right.
Because BYU was having a hard time scoring too. So you looking at math at that point. How many times you got to get the ball to get this amount of points? It took y'all the whole half to get 10 points. If I put 28 on you to 10, now you look like, dang, it took us the whole half to get 10. In their mind, they like, if we get 10 more, we still lose. You got to put mental pressure on them.
Yeah.
Colorado don't know how to have no killer instinct. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. And I guess we're gonna end on this. I'm gonna say one more crazy thing. Look at here.
You do.
One more crazy thing. This is a Coach Prime issue.
Yeah.
Because Jackson State had the exact same issue. They had the same narrative. Why we can't play a whole game? Why we only can play the first half? I remember when I first started hearing when they came to Colorado. I heard that before. They never played a full game at Jackson State. They just was building everybody. Even when they was building the teams, they played around with them. This play around mentality came from Jackson State. This ain't started in Colorado. And we don't have 2 defensive coordinators, 2 offensive coordinators, a whole bunch of post lead, a whole bunch of people coming to portal. And it's almost like, you know how they say our North Dakota State program, it don't matter who come through there, they got the same culture. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the same team. That was 2000 they did that, but it's the same kind of team, culture. Coach Prime got to check his culture. His culture is they know how to score a lot of points, but they don't know how to play the whole game. They ain't did it yet. And nothing has done it. Whether they won or lost, they have not played a full game yet.
Right. I think the only game they don't play the full game is UCF.
That wasn't even a full game because they let off the game. They were blowing them out, and they let them back in the game in the last part. UCF got all their yardage at the end because Colorado like we won, and they got about 100 yards in one quarter.
Yeah, they were celebrating when they were 14-0 over there on the sideline. BYU.
But I'm just saying, like they don't have that. You know how you got that what they call a killer instinct. I'm a bully. I'm just
like a other team. What's got to beat a team 70-3 last weekend? I said,
them other teams like Indiana, they'll beat you.
It was. Indiana.
They don't care about the scoreboard. The guys get off the bench hungry. They foaming at the mouth. Let me get them. They're not thinking about the game over. They're like, let me get 3 touchdowns.
Right.
Every quarterback want 3 touchdowns. Everybody want 3 touchdowns. They have to start a running clock. Colorado ain't never need no running clock.
I don't think they ever will, Greg.
All right, fellas. I appreciate y'all tonight, man. We want to thank everybody for watching Sports Talk with B. Watson. Greg said it, along with J.R. Boxing. J.R. Greg said it. Get us out of here.
Yeah, I'll say what Greg said, man. You know, find that killer instinct if you got it. And I would tell Coach Prime, don't be conservative with it. Go to TCU, go to that Metroplex area, Dallas-Fort Worth area, go to win. So if that means you gotta, take a risk on a 4th and 2, something like that, take the risk, man. Take the risk. Because you already seen the outcome of playing conservative, right? Keep you in the game and you still lose, at the end. So, man, take the risk. See what the outcome is if you take the risk. That's what I say.
All right.
Hey, speaking of take a risk, man, take a risk and call a timeout, man. If you got 2-3 timeouts in your pocket, take a risk and use it. Like if you get a first down and your quarterback is breathing heavy and your line is like in the clock ticking, just use one of them timeouts. Take a risk and use one. It won't hurt. They can actually get a breather and get some Gatorade and get a play in instead of throwing an interception because they rushing and looking at the clock tick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take a risk and use them timeouts in the 4th quarter. That's what I would say. Because
they let K Sauter run 30 yards, get a hold and then come back and try.
He's running for his life. He's sweating. You know the clock ticking. He's like, oh, let me throw this ball. Like, there's a whole minute left. You got 2 timeouts. And your coach, I know he don't want to call a timeout. You call a timeout.
Yeah, that's what he should have did. Man, I'm tired here.
Them players back in the day, the players used to call timeout. They don't let the players call timeout no more. Timeout. Coach ain't gonna call it. I can't breathe. I'm trying to get the play off, and everybody come to the line all slow. Timeout. Oh, we got 2 timeouts. We just used one on a punt. The other team called a timeout. We was gonna punt it, and then we called the timeout. We just wasted one. But when we need one, after a long run, we don't call it. That's all I say. Take a risk, Coach Prime. Just use a timeout. Not in the 1st quarter, in the 4th quarter. When the game on the line, risk one of them 2 or 3 timeouts you got in your pocket. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Red said it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for watching Sports Talk. We'll be watched on a Thursday night. Hey, Appreciate it, fellas. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all. Greg, you hell, man.
Greg the hell for real.
We're trying to fix what was broken last week, and we're on to this week. We're not there last week. We're past that. We just got to go out there and do what we're capable of doing. Be prepared to have no opportunity to fail. That's how you bounce back from adversity.
This will be Colorado's second home game of the year, and I'm telling you, they need a big time win.
Are you practicing to practice, or you practicing to be great?
Which way am I going?
The next bus coming, you on the way.